I didn't get Sisterlocks because I hated my hair. I actually love my hair, right? But I was tired and I needed a change. Hello, you guys. My name is Nakwaya. I am a full-time working mom, wife, sister, daughter, friend, everything in between. And I have a lot of hair. I have a full head of naturally curly, thick, dense, beautiful black hair. And managing it is a full-time job. And managing it in a healthy way is two full-time jobs. So I wanted to share why I ultimately decided to get Sisterlocks and just like give up essentially on my free natural hair. For me, Sisterlocks was more about alignment than it was about like aesthetics and looking cute, right? And there are a couple of reasons why this is the case. So the first thing for me was time. Like really looking after your hair in a healthy way, it takes time. Detangling takes time. Conditioning, wash days are all day events, finding the healthiest, best protective style. These are things that take time. Finding someone to do it in a way that won't damage your hair further. That was just an all-consuming, time-consuming affair. And I found that between being a mom, between working full-time, between being a wife, and all the other endeavors that I have going on, I just didn't have that time. If I'm being honest with you guys, like I just felt like my hair was interrupting the rest of my life to a point where I was like, why is this necessary? Like, is this needed? Like, why is this so annoying to me? And then the worst part is like, I'd feel bad and just like feel bad about myself as a person when I'd go out with my hair looking crazy because I felt like I wasn't showing up in my best form or authentic self, whatever you want to call it. But I just couldn't get there. Like I couldn't get all the pieces to align all the time. And then another thing for me was decision fatigue. Honestly, when my hair would grow out, and my hair grows out pretty fast, my hair would grow out of the braids or whatever style I had in, and I already knew like, oh, I need to, one, start thinking about like what I'm about to be doing next. Two, I need to start thinking about the takedown process. I need to start thinking about booking the next appointment. And if you live in New York, 9 times out of 10, you have to book your appointment a month, even 2 months in advance, because like the best hairstylists are always booked and busy. And just on top of that, like trying to decide what hairstyle I would do next was always just so annoying to me because one, I did want to make sure I was protecting my hair. I did want to be able to ensure that I could maintain it. Can I work out well in it? You know, because I sweat in the gym, and will that damage it? Would it look good in all the various facets of my life where I show up, work, outside of work, being a mom? Like, is it like a comfortable hairstyle, or is it one where if my son pulls it, it like unravels? Things like that. And it just never stopped. And honestly, it became overwhelming for me. And I just am in a place where like every day I make so many decisions, and I feel like I will be a better person if I have to make one less decision. And that was honestly, my hair was an easy one. And so, yeah, decision fatigue. And then there's another one, you guys, and this is one that I think a lot of people can relate to, and that's affordability. Honestly, getting your hair done in New York City is expensive. Like, it is mind-blowing how much we pay for hair here. And I'm not saying that to say people need to charge less, because obviously they're doing their work and we're paying them their money's worth. So that's absolutely fine. But it was a strain on my budget. Like, I think that getting like knotless box braids, just general knotless box braids, I think in Brooklyn for me runs you between $200 to $280, like for regular sizes or like regular length. Cornrows, like pullback styles, I think $120 to $160. And then like blowouts, silk press, that is anything from $150 to $200, $250. And then a sew-in, that's easily $300 at minimum, right? So between like that and deciding, you guys, I was spending at least $500 a month, on my hair. And honestly, that's just money that I want to spend on other things. I just feel like I have really ambitious financial goals, and I feel like if that's one thing I can tick off my list in terms of where I can save money, count me in, right? Count me in. And also in terms of just like, you're putting so much money into your hair every month, and the fact that at the end of it, like, yes, I look good and stuff, but like I was still annoyed with the whole process. I was like, no, like if I'm spending this kind of money, like I have to be completely at ease with all of this all the time. And then finally, the thing is that I've actually always loved how Sisterlocks look, right? Like, maybe not the entire like lock family, but definitely like Sisterlocks or like smaller locks in general. They, like, I always felt like they looked so professional, so elegant, and just classic. And Jerry Rancelli Elston, if you follow me on TikTok, I've spoken about her before. She is an icon for me, and I've always loved how her hair looked like growing up, like seeing that as a standard of beauty. Like I was like sold. And I think that, this isn't necessarily something that's impulsive. I think this is something that I've been sitting on for many, many years since I was 18. I just never had the courage to necessarily go through with. And so I'm so glad that I actually pulled the band-aid off and just went and got it done. At the end of the day, you guys, if I am being honest, and like this is truly me being as frank as possible, I think that I have been trying to hold myself accountable in my life. Like if I'm complaining about something, if I'm not happy about something, I've really been trying to hold myself accountable and say, well, what can you do to change it? Because you can't just be complaining, right? And I realized that my hair was one of those places. Like it was a source of like internal strife and just back and forth within myself. And even though all my life people have spoken so highly of my hair, everyone loves my hair, like your hair is so long, it's so thick. And even though that is true, and I am grateful that I've never had to like really struggle with like where I don't love my hair, I had to make a decision. And I think that I also had to push back against some of the subconscious or unconscious bias that I carry myself as a Black woman who's grown up in a world where typically Western beauty standards are what have been, shared to us as what we should, aspire to. And just fighting through that and having to ask, what feels aligned to me, like what feels aligned and authentic to me. And this was it. And sometimes it's also understanding that this worked for a season of your life and it's time to move on. And sometimes there are no big wins, right? The experience is the win. So there was no big hurrah or hooray or like thing after having natural hair for what has it been now, over 10 years for me, like 15 years. No, it's just, it was a season. We've moved on and we've learned and we've grown, and now on to the next. And so I realized, I needed something different. I needed something simpler. And I was just taking back my time and my mental space, So for me, Sisterlocks are about ease. They're about removing that friction and tension about my hair from my life and not having to have this negotiation every 6 weeks. It's really about peace, and for me, that's enough. And on top of that, I love my hair now, and I'm obsessed with it every single day when I wake up. So you guys, I'm definitely going to be sharing more videos with you guys about my Sisterlock journey and how it evolves. So definitely keep on the lookout for the next video, and I'll see you guys in 6 weeks when I give you guys my monthly or like my first month update. Bye.